Hello there! Have you ever asked yourself what all the hype is about these personality development? You haven't read a single self-help book yet? All these motivational coaches are strange to you? You don't want to jump around in a hall with thousands of others and high-five each other? To be honest, neither do I. I never wanted to. It's just not my thing. But should you forget personal development because of that? Just because there are gurus and charlatans out there? You don't have to stick your head in the sand right away. There are already so many out there who just live for the day and don't think about anything. They just don't want to change. They think it's far too exhausting. Maybe they never learned it. Or they are just too lazy or too afraid of something. Whatever it is, if you belong and use those whimsical gurus and coaches as an excuse not to start working on yourself, then go ahead. But at some point, I promise you, there will become a moment, oh yes, when you realize you've screwed it up, really. Then of course you can comfort yourself with the thought, well, it would end at some point. An example, under the ground. And I've actually heard that before. And that's not only comforting for many, it gets really serious. They got depressed and then just sit around and even become actively distracted, often towards themselves. This is actually becoming more and more common in our Western society. And then there are those who believe in something else, who assume that we will all come back. And what if you actually screwed up here, come back and then have to go through all the things, the whole thing again, have to fight your way through again. You start right back where you started this time, because you haven't changed anything, you haven't developed yourself. If you don't change anything, you don't become aware of yourself, don't realize who or what you are and what you can actually do, then you're caught in an eternal cycle. Thinking of, and the groundhog says hello. And this is really horrible, isn't it? For this reason, you should think about your life as early as possible. The sooner the better, because then you have more time to get on the right track. Imagine what you can do here and what your life can consist of and what it consists of now. And if you then realize what influences you, then it gets really intense. But how do you orient yourself in this jungle of informations, gurus, philosophies and methods? That's exactly what I tell you in this video. So it's about finding a way of development that suits you, but that is also effective and that doesn't make you dependent on other people or ideologies. How is it when you build a house? Maybe you've done it before like me. What do you start with? With the roof? Of course not. You start with a foundation because it supports the walls and everything else. It's the same in the Mencius model. In heavy contrast to most others, the Mencius model places the greatest value on the solid foundation. What's the use of plastering over the settlement cracks in the walls if the foundation was too small and the walls or the wall was not built on the foundation, but on sand? You can plaster as much as you want, but the cracks will come back. So, if a guru or coach promises you a quick solution, he thinks he is particularly effective and you should pay a high reward for it. Then you can assume that he cares more about the payment than about you. So hands off. Changing your life is not like going to the hairdresser and getting a new haircut. I'll be honest with you, it takes time. Another reason, to start as early as you can. Because the earlier you start, the fewer harmful influences you have absorbed from outside. And as a result, of course, you also have to repair less damage. Most people don't realize that they absorb and store everything they hear and see. In a deep hypnosis, long forgotten content from your childhood can be brought to light. That's nice on the one hand, but it can also hinder you for the rest of your life. It is important to be aware and to act, to consciously create your own world. And have you ever wondered what kind of world you create when you don't really realize what you are realizing? In today's information age, you get so much information that doesn't really help you, but always triggers a feeling and emotion in you. Of course, these feelings are not triggered indiscriminately. They always serve a purpose. And mostly, it is an alien purpose. You should do something or behave in a special way. Or, in the simplest case, buy something. All of this builds up over time into the world that is not really conducive to your inner being. How the whole thing works exactly, I explained to you here in various videos. If you are ready and open to my suggestions, then urgently subscribe to this channel and let the bell ring so you don't miss any new information and learn more about yourself. That could result in a longer, healthier and more fulfilling life. Good luck!